fan-voted opening in the game. Knight A3. Have you ever played this, David?
Not when sober. I've never played this, I think, in a serious game, that's for sure. Maybe in a Blitz game. I once tried to play every single move, every single one of White's possible first 20 moves. But yeah, not to be recommended because this knight looks rather silly. It would far rather be at home. But Magnus is trying to justify it. He's trying to bring his knight now closer towards the center. And yeah, this is going to become a very interesting game. He's up against a very strong player, I've got to say, Sahaj Grover. And Magnus, he's now transposed into what looks like a Sicilian, just with a very oddly placed knight. And that's why it's much better for black right now.
And there we have Mr. Grover joining us from India. He's 30 years old, a grandmaster. And he's only played one Titled Tuesday in the autumn split, only scored 3 points. So he's got something to prove. He is much better here against Magnus.
Oof, one knight on the edge of the board. The other knight kind of stepped forward, peeked his head out, and then had to retreat back to its starting square. That's not gone well for Magnus, but at least one of them is getting back towards the center. He's arguing that black has overextended, but the eval bar says it looks pretty good for black.
Yeah, it looks so uncomfortable to have to go back with the knight and just sit there and kind of untangle this knot you've put yourself in. But if there's anyone who can do it, it's probably Magnus.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm skeptical. I think just the fact that he's played it, the fact he's up on time, means he's feeling confident. But it is a really ugly position. There we go. Another piece developing now for black. Don't try this at home. That's my tip for everyone.
Anna, meanwhile, is playing now with the white pieces. It was a loss for her in the first round. Now she's up against Magkalakis from Greece. She is better on the bar already in that game.
Okay, this is exciting.
Yeah, keeping an eye, of course, on Anna Crumling as well. Magnus, though, struggling. Is it the sodium attack just ruining the opening for him here?
Yeah, it's the sodium attack's shaken things up, but not in a good way for Magnus. And oh, look at him. Body language tells the full story here. He's at least blocked the center, so now he needs to get his knight out. But totally.
Where is it? Yeah, it has to go to the other edge of the board, right? It's the only way out.
Yeah, what do we call that opening?
The double sodium.
Exactly, the reverse sodium.
Yeah.
In the meantime, his queen is attacked. Sahaj Grover in full control. I first met Sahaj many, many years ago. Now he's a commentator. He creates chess courses. He's a chess educator, I think, by profession. He's going to be very principled, and he's going to try and punish Magnus for taking this liberty in the opening.
Do you know if he's worked with the young Indian superstars, Gukesh, Prag, Ergaisi?
Ooh, I'm not so sure, but I know he's kind of been the brains behind many chessball courses where maybe more famous authors have been kind of the kind of front of it. He's been doing the hard research.
Yeah.
He's an opening specialist, so this one has definitely thrown him off slightly.
Horrible game then for Magnus to actually play the sodium attack against an opening specialist. Now, Virtual, getting into chess, openings. Is that something you've studied a lot?
I did for the PogChamps tournament, and I did try to learn a little bit of different stuff, but I've kind of stopped thinking too much about the openings. I think it's more fun to try to solve than to memorize. But that isn't necessarily a better win strategy. You might win more games if you know the correct move in every position. But yeah, no. So I'm trying more now to play just principled, develop the pieces. There's this like internal voice of what would my coach say? What would Anna say?
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, you should probably develop your last undeveloped piece and whatnot. I think that is, what I've been doing for the most part now. But I would never hope to end up in a position like this. Although somehow there's a tactic here, David, I think, as White is much better on the bar.
Ooh, very interesting. I think Sahaj has just blundered a pawn. That pawn in the center drops off, and Magnus, at least he's got something to suffer for now. He's a clear pawn up, and I think Sahaj just trying desperately to block the white pawn's advance, put his queen on a bad square. So pawn advantage for Magnus. Not just that, but the white knight can actually come out to a healthy square.
Shaking his head, he realizes there might have been a blunder there. Magnus, with more than 3 minutes on the clock, massively better here in round 2. A total of 11 rounds each Tuesday before we announce the winner.
And this is very classic Magnus Carlsen. He's done the hard work. He's won a pawn. So now he's going to try and force the trade of queens. He's going to try to get down to an endgame to simplify the equation and grind out a victory. The queen trade dodged. But that's going to be very risky for the black king. The white queen can try to swoop in now. The white pawn's advance can continue. That's going to be a real thorn in the black side. It's going to be all sorts of waiting
Ooh,
later.
this diagonal looks very scary now towards the king for black to deal with.
Yeah, if it's not mate now, it's probably mate eventually, as the white knight as well. That is a bad sign. Galloping forward, finally to a good square. And Magnus's doubled pawns, by the way, rock solid, keeping his king super safe in the center, just like it was in the previous game.
Magnus Carlsen is going for 2 out of 2. We still haven't seen 11 out of 11 points in the autumn split. Will we see it today? That's always what Magnus Carlsen and players like Alireza Firouzja goes for, and players like Hikaru Nakamura. But Hikaru is not playing today, and he's not participating in the US Championships. Do we have any idea why he would not be playing Titled Tuesday? It's very rare. He almost always plays.
Yeah, almost unheard of. And I can confirm it's because he played in the Maritime Open Championship to try and get closer to the candidates tournament to fulfill the games quota. That finished last night, late last night his time. I guess he's traveling home. So unfortunately, he can't make it here today, but he'll be back in future Titled Tuesdays. And he's going to be back a happy man because he's ever closer now to banking that candidate spot.
Exactly. He now only needs a few more classical games, right, to be eligible for that spot.
5 more games.
5 more games. Yeah, he's going to reach that. Hikaru Nakamura, we're going to see him and the candidates next year fighting for that spot to face Gukesh in the World Chess Championship match. Do you miss seeing Magnus play the World Chess Championship match?
I think we all do.
Yeah.
I think it is. It feels like it's a even better World Championship when Magnus plays, but of course he has to do his own thing, and now he's certainly doing it. This is a move I don't understand, David, as the pawn doesn't seem to be achieving more for you on the square.
Yeah, it's just to prevent the opponent's rook sliding across, attacking 2 pieces. But I agree. Like normally you don't want to push pawns like this too far forward. And Sahaj Grover reacting there because the white queen's path has now been cleared. And you talked about that diagonal virtual. I think that diagonal is going to end this game. Checkmate's coming.
Should we check out what Magnus says? Turning his sound on.
The state of Norway.
Oh, we're coming into something in the state of Norway. Magnus about to win massively better on the bar in round 2. Looking super comfortable.
Okay, that's cheeky.
Quick checkmate threat.
That's threatening mate.
Yeah, Sahaj smiling there. He's like, oh, probably Magnus will see mate in 1.
Castle. Isn't that on the bucket list for every game?
And
To
here
make
it
a
comes.
late castle?
That's
Now it's
late.
Yeah.
2 out of 2 late castles.
Very, very late. He castled on move 26
Here.
in this game, Magnus Carlsen.
King g2 and then block the check, or I can block the check with the knight. I mean, it's just a rook up.